E5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. The Ruy-Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, the lone defender of the e5 pawn. Knight f6 develops the knight and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. d3 protects the e4 pawn and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. Bishop c5 develops the bishop, attacks the f2 pawn, and prepares castling. Solid. Continuing with standard opening theory. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. This threatens to win a pawn by removing a key defender. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This creates space for the king to move in case it is attacked. Textbook play so far. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This strikes at the center with a pawn, trying to gain space. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the strongest option. This threatens to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This move puts the knight on a safer square. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This defends the attacked bishop. This is an equal trade. Takes back. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. That's fine. The knight finds a new active square. One of the best moves. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Black combines recapturing with the development of a new piece. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This moves the knight to safety. A good use of time, thinking and finding the only good move in the position. This activates a piece and simultaneously wins time by attacking a knight. This move puts the knight on a safer square. This kicks a bishop. This moves the bishop to safety. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This misses an opportunity to win a knight through an eventual fork. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This threatens to win a pawn through a fork. This threatens to win a rook by trapping a piece. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This wins a tempo by threatening a bishop and forcing it to move away. This misses an opportunity to move a bishop to safety. This allows the opponent to kick a queen. Recaptures. This defends a bishop that was under attack and had no defenders. This is the only move that works. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. Right on target. That pawn was free for the taking. This is the only good move. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This forces the opponent to double pawns. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This forces the opponent to double pawns. Takes back. This is a fair move. A solid choice. This defends the attacked pawn. This is the only move that works. An active king is critical in the endgame, and getting it off of the back rank is the first step. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. This stops the opponent from being able to eventually win a pawn. This blocks black's pawn. This is the only good move. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Right on target. Very precise. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is an equal trade. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This makes a passed pawn. This blocks white's pawn. This move puts the rook on a safer square. This steps away from the checking rook. This is the strongest option. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. That was a free pawn. This makes a passed pawn. Recaptures. This defends the attacked pawn. A very strong play. Right on target. Very precise. Putting the piece on a blockade square. This is the strongest option. This steps away from the checking rook. That was a free pawn. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. White finds a nice tactic with just seconds to spare, winning a pawn. This steps away from the checking rook. That pawn was free for the taking. This steps away from the checking rook. This move puts the rook on a safer square. One of the best moves. A solid choice. This move puts the rook on a safer square. A very strong play. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This moves the rook to safety. This steps away from the checking rook. One of the best moves. This threatens to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. Right on target. A solid choice. Pushing a passed pawn. A very strong play. This evades the check from the rook. This move puts the rook on a safer square. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This threatens to checkmate the king. This prevents the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. This steps away from the checking rook. This threatens to win a rook through a skewer. This stops the opponent from being able to win a rook through a skewer. This evades the check from the rook. This moves the rook to safety. One of the best moves. This steps away from the checking rook. A solid choice. This blocks the check from an opposing rook. This moves the rook to safety. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. A very strong play. One of the best moves. A solid choice. A very strong play. One of the best moves. A solid choice. A very strong play. Right on target. This is the only move that works. One of the best moves. This is the only good move. This steps away from the checking rook. A solid choice. This evades the check from the rook. A very strong play. One of the best moves. This is the only move that works. This steps away from the checking rook. A solid choice. Very precise. A very strong play. This is the only good move. This evades the check from the rook. This is the strongest option. This is the only move that works. This threatens to checkmate the king. Sacrificing the rook was the right idea. Neither side could break through, and the game ends in a draw by stalemate.